All right, we are live. So, hey, welcome to a very special event of Creator Talk tonight, everybody. Why is it special? We got no clue when we're going to do these. We're back after 6 weeks. We have Jack from YouTube channel Jimmy Duke, entrepreneur, author, and investor, and my partner in crime, Ryan, over here on this side as well. So,
sharing out.
Yeah, awesome. Jack's been on our show before. A year ago, last February and last March. So we're just going to get caught up with him. He's released a couple more books. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship and we're going to talk about investing as well. So, Jack, welcome back. People don't even know it.
Long time no see. Excited to see some of you guys in the chat again. Looking forward to reconnecting with the whole squad over here on the Helpful Entrepreneur. Biggest thing I want to start off with is, like Rick mentioned, or he might not have mentioned, I just wrote 2 books. So that's like been my latest entrepreneurship project. There we go. I got copies right here. Teen Entrepreneurship. That's been really my latest project. I wrote them in college. So while I was in college doing all my studies, in the last month and a half, I managed to write not 1, but 2 books. The first one, my main one, focused on entrepreneurship, and the second focused on investing. It's like an investing terms book, but the entrepreneurship book is definitely the more important one to me. And that's a little bit of what I've been up to in the last month.
How are you promoting those? How are you selling them?
How are we selling? Well, we're doing a lot of interviews like this one. This is not the only show I've been on today. I've been on two other shows today.
Nice.
And that's today, and then some previously yesterday too. So. So being on podcasts and in front of different audiences. Obviously, I think I have some kind of following now from the first book that I wrote, and then my YouTube channel and social media presence as well. That helps.
Yeah.
Cool. So you got 3 books under your belt. The first one. Let's see the first one.
Okay, I don't know the first one in me. As you can see, it's a little different background here. It doesn't look quite like my normal room, right? Well,
yeah, no kidding. What's going on?
College dorm room right here. Give a quick little tour of where Jack's been living for the last 3 months. So I have the first book at home, the Teen Investing book. The other 2 books I have here, Teen Entrepreneurship, and the other one's somewhere else in my room. But Teen Entrepreneurship is the main book I got right here.
Got it.
And nice. That's where my books are at.
Excellent. And so where can we go to take a look at these books? Are you selling them on Amazon?
Yeah, they're on Amazon. I'll try and put the link. I don't know, maybe you'll put the link at the bottom of the video, or I'll put the link in the chat too.
Yeah, absolutely. Do in the chat if you can. That'd be fantastic. Sean's looking for one of your books. He says, I got to find these books. You want to tell us a bit more about them before we start moving on to entrepreneurship and investing?
Yeah, well, I want to hear, as an entrepreneur, is this like a for-profit thing you're doing, and also I'm curious, as you're explaining like the books for teens, like who's the target audience and who's it really to motivate, and like who could, and let's say if it's not even for me, like who would I buy this book for?
Yeah, totally. So they're for-profit. It's not a charity project. They're for-profit. I'll tell you, you don't make a lot of money on books. I mean, it's not like a business people go into and make a lot of money. I think you make a lot more on like speaking engagements and things like that. But yeah, you definitely do make some money. And who it's meant for is the Teen Investing book that I wrote last year. The one, I think I had it out by the time I came on. Who it's meant for. That was geared towards just young investors interested in getting involved in the stock market. The most recent book that I wrote, Teen Entrepreneurship, that's kind of geared with a more entrepreneurship angle. The goal of it is to educate young entrepreneurs out there on just kind of how they can build better, more profitable businesses at a young age, and really just kind of the target audience. I mean, I guess coming on shows like this one, a lot of times there's not teenagers that listen to these. There's some, but they're not a ton. But a lot of times it's parents who end up buying the books for their children. And then it's like a great present or something. I think I'm trying to think. Oh, it's a great graduation present. That's what one of the podcasts I was on earlier said. Like, oh, it's actually a great graduation gift with graduation coming up now. So that's who a lot of the customers of the book are.
Sure.
I'm a customer. I bought one last year.
There we go.
Yeah, the first one, Teen Investing, right? That was the one.
So, and Rick, what's your review? What's your review?
They loved it. They thought it was really cool. You know, my guys are only 10 years old, right? So, and we have it up at the cottage, and they did a reread the last 2 weekends ago when we were back up there on it. I'm like, hey, that's gonna be on our show. You got to read this. So, right up there with
Have they gotten one? All I want for them is to get one key thing out of it. Has they gotten any one key thing that has helped them?
They got to do a reread on it again. Yeah, I know. But they got really, you know, they did a couple of weeks ago, but they just kind of skimmed over it. But the first time, though, when I first got it from them, they really did enjoy it. They really did. Awesome. So, and honestly, like they ask smart investing questions to me because we got portfolios set up for the two of them. They're asking the right questions now and whatnot. So, but I got to do the reread with them so I can quiz them on it more.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
It was a fun cottage book at the weekend, a couple weekends ago. So,
gotcha.
I'll get the other two from you.
Let me. What'd you say?
To get the other two from you. There's your first customer or your next customer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely.
Autographed.
Give me the reviews for those once they're in.
Absolutely. For sure. Hey, good to see everybody showing up here. Cody's back here when we start asking the fantastic controversial questions. Anytime, buddy. Anytime.
Controversial questions. I love controversial. I mean, controversial TikTok. I'll tell you this. You know, I have TikTok. I have like 20,000 on TikTok. I made a controversial TikTok, and the haters in the comments were getting very angry about it. Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me send this one thing to you guys right now. All right. So I can't comment in the chat for some reason. So Rick, can you put that link in the chat for people that want to buy my book? That's like my link to my Amazon author page.
Got it.
You can find me on Amazon, Jack Rosenthal. But anyway, you know, any other controversial thing I posted? So basically, this kid from England, he like made this like I found it to be an obnoxious video. He's like, if you're an American, you truly believe America's the best country in the world. Can you give me one genuine reason why? So I made a video. I'm like, I'll give you like 5 reasons why America's the best country in the world, and I said like tons of legitimate reasons. Anyway, you can watch the video, but anyway, there's more comments on that video than likes. So like people got very angry about it, especially a lot of the international audience. Everyone thinks that their country is the best. But anyway, I personally believe that America's the best country.
Rick disagrees.
No. I just
okay. Well, obviously,
everybody's gonna say the country that they live in more than likely is the best country, right? I mean, I'm gonna say Canada, obviously, right?
Totally.
But I love the U.S. I love the U.S. Every time we travel in the U.S., we have such a great time. Great people. We always meet fantastic people. No, and you guys have so much going on. Like, no wonder you guys have no clue what's going on in Canada because there's so much excitement and stuff going on in your own country. You never hear about us, right? So I always tell Ryan this. We always hear about you guys all the time. But I love the U.S., man. I really, really do. And that's one thing. It's like, can't wait till the borders reopen so we can start traveling again, man. Jeez. Right? So, killing me.
Definitely. So anyway, let's get into some juicy questions. What do you guys want to know from an 18-year-old investor? I got all night with you guys.
Okay, anybody that wants to make comments for Jack tonight on anything, investing, him being an author, I mean, learn from this kid and also being an entrepreneur.
I'm just curious. I'm thinking back at myself, you know, when I was a teenager in high school. Maybe we didn't have the tools. Maybe the internet wasn't what it is now. But what is it? Just are there a lot of people your age that are striving for entrepreneurship? And what kind of paths are you having most success in terms of entrepreneurship?
Here's crazy. So there are some people, a lot of more people my age becoming entrepreneurs, and I think so I don't think in your guys' generation there's as many young entrepreneurs as there is today. Am I right in saying that? Do you guys agree?
It wasn't on my mind, you know, and I wonder in terms of what you're doing, if it's just because like when I was in high school, MySpace was just like becoming a thing, you know. But like in terms of like in MySpace or even like these social platforms didn't even know how to make money online. Like Facebook bled for years, right? So like making money online was kind of, some people were doing a couple things on eBay. Like eBay was the thing for sure. Amazon stores weren't what they were. The idea of being an influencer marketer, Instagram wasn't a thing. You know, TikTok wasn't a thing. So there's so many tools now, I feel like. But I'm not trying to say you should have an excuse, but I'm curious as to, like, I don't remember anyone no one in my school would have wrote a teen investing book. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like foreign to me, you know?
Yeah,
No way.
well, I mean, no one in my school wrote a teen investing book either. So I'm definitely a little bit unique in that perspective. I'm not saying that all entrepreneurs are like that, but I think I have seen like a general trend of young entrepreneurs in our generation, and I think a lot of it is because of what you mentioned, Ryan. Like because the internet and because of the fact that there's social media out there. I mean, social media and the internet, I would say, are responsible for like 90% of teen entrepreneurs. Most teen entrepreneurs, you don't see them running brick and mortar businesses or traditional types of businesses. Most of the businesses that young kids are running are online. They're either e-commerce or they're social media related. So, yeah, I would definitely say those two things have been huge contributing factors and basically giving kids the opportunity to become entrepreneurs. And then some kids have taken advantage of that.
Yeah, and you know what? Great point. I love how you've combined the old with the new, Jack. And that, you know, one of your latest videos, there you are, streets of New York. You're running in and out of shops, right? But what?
Oh, that was so cool, right? Wasn't that amazing?
That was pretty cool. That's, and you know what? That's great to see. That's good to see how tough it is. And you're knocking on the doors, and then you gave the numbers at the end of it, right? You sold one book, and you had a maybe or something like that. But you know, you're intertwining the two, the old and the new. Like that's what I did back in the day as well. But I wasn't selling how to run their social media. like I was like how to clean their windows or whatever, right? Something
right. Yeah, you sell the latest product of the times.
Whatever it was, right? Whatever the service or product was. I was knocking on the doors, just exactly what you were doing. But you don't see that very often anymore, actually. You know, young entrepreneurs knocking on the doors or walking into those offices and trying to sell something. That's so cool. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Thank you. No, I'm really glad you enjoyed that video, and people want to check it out. It's on my channel. I can't comment right now on the video, otherwise I'd be commenting on the video. But yeah, that video is on my channel. And there's also another video of that too, Rick. I'm not sure if you got a chance to see both of them, where one I actually did close a client. I did a live closing in the video, which is, I think, the coolest thing I've ever done, where it shows me going around, start off the day. I have no idea what's going to happen. Go up, hit a bunch of businesses up and down the street in a town called Brookline, Massachusetts, which so I go to school nearby in a different town, and I drove over down there, and we just went walking up and down the street all day, and got first door, second door, third door, got a lead, kept going, like finally 10th door, guy was interested, said, hey, I'm interested in this product, like let's talk in 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, came back, closed him, $600 per month client that we're still working with today. So really, really cool to get
Good job, man. To catch that on camera.
And what kind of service? What kind of service are you doing?
Instagram management for his bake shop.
Just Instagram or Facebook too?
Instagram and Facebook, but more of a focus on Instagram.
We may have to talk. I'm looking for my marketing company. It's just off topic, but is not very. They're not very good at social. They're good at e-commerce. They manage the e-commerce side of the website very well. But social presence, not as good. So I'll shoot an email and talk about that.
Yeah, and you know what? You just reminded me one of my business partners as well, along the same lines. I'll get in contact. I've got a meeting with him tomorrow. I'm going to bring you up on this one as well. Social media, big time. Yeah, this is good.
And the weird thing is, Jack, I told him like what I wanted them to do. I know how to run Facebook ads like around my shop, and like they were like, no, we can't do that. Like in a 25-mile radius, like. I was like,
that's not accurate. You can definitely run them within.
I'm like, I can do that. Like, I don't have time to sit on my phone and do that. Like, I need a marketing company to do it. You know.
I'm gonna text him right now. Actually,
what'd you say?
I'm gonna text my business partner right now and find out how much he's paying a month. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, right there. So that was an interesting YouTube video I did. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of this. Yeah. Right now, my biggest thing is just promoting the book and the book out there, trying to sell as many copies as possible for the launch this month.
Oh, it's launching this month, huh?
Jimmy is in college, yes, Ethos. And Ethos, like I'm guessing that has to do with Ethereum. I'm not sure.
No, not Ethereum.
Oh, no, that's
Dan,
not.
That's Dan.
That's Dan.
Biggest,
okay.
Biggest supporters of our community, man.
Nice. We love you, Dan. The current college experience. Okay, yeah, I could talk about that. So college experience is pretty strange. Got COVID obviously going on. I've never been to college outside of COVID, so I have nothing to compare to. People like college must be so weird for you. Like for me, it's just like the new normal. Like I have no idea what it would like before. I could tell you that academically, we take all our classes from where I'm sitting right now in our dorm rooms, and yeah, that's pretty much what college is like.
Crazy.
Crazy
No raging parties? Or what?
No. So we have some there's dorm room stuff. It's not like enormous parties. That's the thing. So a few things. One, I go to a smaller school, so there wouldn't have been as many parties at the school to begin with anyway.
Sure.
And then for my friends that go to some of the other schools, they're kind of the same thing. They're like dorm room. They're not big. They're just kind of smaller across the board.
Yeah, so here's Sean's make a good point, right? Let me tell you, college before COVID was outstanding. No kidding. College has got such a strange time right now, man. It's all about the social experience, right? So,
yeah, that's definitely what it is about. That's definitely a big part of the reason why I'm here. But yeah, I mean, you try and make do. I mean, you definitely get to meet the people in your dorm building, so you can meet those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
fine. That's
you get some of it.
That's all right. That's all right, Cody. There's absolutely no point of going to college other than to party.
So being an entrepreneur, why college?
Great question. So basically, my dad required me to go.
Okay.
There you go. That's the short answer right there. But more other than that, I'd say a few things. One, I like the idea of making connections with other kids. I think that there is a possibility that connections like this could be worth more than the amount you pay for college, just the people that I meet here. Possibility. Number two, and this is probably the biggest reason, it's a great backup plan. If the entrepreneurship thing doesn't work out, it's a really nice safety net to have. I think it really gives you a lot of comfort of mind that you can just kind of walk out of college with just a nice paying job. Yeah.
And it's a big difference between high school and university or college, right? I mean, big jump, big difference. Just experience as a human as well.
It's totally. It's different. It's a different experience in terms of maturity. The people that I meet in college, way more mature. I'm wow, I'm with adults here for the first time. When I was in high school, I mean, no offense to some of the other kids, but I was kind of at a different level of thought than a lot of the other kids. They were thinking about such stupid things and couldn't really say at least 50% of the kids were just not. But then when you get to college, it's you're in a room with a bunch of basically adults. Everyone else, they can understand business and money, and they use paper now, and they're starting to get a lot more mature. So there's that aspect of it is totally different. The aspect of it that's I'd say easier is I went to a pretty competitive high school academically. So college has actually been, I would say, easier than high school in terms of academics. So that part's actually been a happy surprise.
Good for you, man. Good for you. So how many years are you there for? 4 more, 3 more after this one?
3 more. Yeah. 3 more years.
Nice. Enjoy them. COVID's going to be over hopefully sooner than later for you guys, so you can really enjoy the reality, what college is supposed to be really all about and whatnot. So what's your main focus right now? Being the author, being the investor, or being the entrepreneur, apart from going to college?
I don't know. You tell me. No, I'm just kidding.
Entrepreneurship, man.
The biggest thing right now has probably been promoting the book, but that's that's going to be this month's project. This month's project is just to try and promote the book as much as possible, try and make as much of an impact as I can there in terms of what I got with the book, and try and just get it out to as many young entrepreneurs and young readers as possible.
Good call. Good call. Hey, Ben, thanks for joining us, buddy.
What's
As
up, Ben?
always, everybody, thanks for joining us. Cody, and here we go. First Tesla question.
Like Tesla. I want to get involved in the audience. I want to talk to the audience a little more.
Go ahead.
All right, let's go. Tesla. Oh, Tesla price. Give me a car. Tesla price. 119. I don't know. That seems expensive. I've never been a fan of Tesla, so I'm sorry, but I can't comment.
I gotta cut this guy out. Sorry, Ryan, you didn't hear that. I cut this guy out of here. You're talking to Mr. Tesla right here.
Mr. Tesla, Mr. Crypto, and Mr. Tesla, both. I agree with him on crypto. Tesla, I don't know if I can get behind with you there.
What do you see wrong with Tesla?
I don't want to get the whole debate here. It just seems a little bit overvalued to me. I mean, I think it's a lot of hype with it. I don't think it. I think it's less than much more percentage of the car market than the automakers, but then it's worth more than all of them combined. So that seems very just not valued correctly to me.
Do you think they're just an automaker?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I guess so. I own a Tesla car too. Like, and I would say well, a few bull theses is one, but the self-driving. I think no one's near Tesla's self-driving, and I think they'll own that entire market cap in it. Like, I just came back from St. Augustine, a 4-hour trip. I might have touched. Apart from like on the highway, like you don't have to touch the wheel except to remind them that you're there. You know. So I mean, in terms of, and that may not even be priced in, but also, I mean, energy. I mean, is the energy worth anything outside of it? You know, is the infrastructure of all the supercharger network that every other company is going to need? It's like owning all the gas stations too. You know, so I think in terms of saying that they're just like everyone else, I can't get behind that. And also, they can produce battery cells at a superior price and use that to monetize selling to other people. So I would challenge that. I do. I think it's a little frothy right now. Sure. But I think Tesla's a generational company. And but don't get me wrong, I got in again. So Tesla, I told you before, Ethereum is my best investment. I got into Tesla 200 pre-split, so around $50, you know, in today's price.
That's a good price. So obviously today, like even if it goes down $100, you're still happy with the investment.
That's awesome.
Not Tesla.
Yeah, I know.
I got you. Difference in there on Tesla. Totally understand. You know, it's funny. Some kid I went to school with, his dad was famous for having the largest short position on Tesla, and his dad lost a lot of money. Anyway, that's just a backstory. But
is he a celebrity or is he?
Yeah, no, his dad's a billionaire.
Chinos or no?
No, Einhorn.
Okay. I think the name's familiar.
Yeah, that kid, the dad he's like, I think was one of the largest Tesla shorters at one point.
Wow.
funny little backstory there.
Okay. So Ben wants to know, what other stocks do you like?
What other stocks do I like? If not Tesla. Well, I like the value stocks. I like Berkshire Hathaway. I think that's an amazing company. It's one of the few companies for the last 50 years that's beat the S&P 500 returns each year, like on average compounded. So that's why I really like Berkshire Hathaway. And then I would say this is also a hot tech stock, and obviously it's like everybody's favorite stock, but I like Amazon. I think that's a great company. And I think that I was saying on like something earlier, I mean, the fact that Amazon controls, I think 50 cents of every like e-commerce dollar spent in the United States goes to Amazon or something crazy like that. And Amazon makes up, I mean, e-commerce makes up just like 2% of the total retail market right now in the United States. I think that e-commerce is only going to continue to grow year after year after year, and one day could make up like 50% of sales online. And the fact that Amazon already controls 50% of that, and they're likely to maintain a similar kind of control of that in the future, makes it not just like a $2 trillion company, it might very well be like a $10 trillion company one day. So sure. I like Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, some solid stock investments.
Sure. So you were saying before too, you've got into crypto. What made you bullish on crypto?
I made a YouTube video on that. I put 5,000 into Ethereum. Mostly the reason why was because of FOMO. That was 100% the reason why. Every single day it went up, it would just keep making me angrier and angrier. So I was like, this is basically like an emotional kind of, it's just to make me feel happier, basically. That way, at least if it goes up, I can be happy. And if it goes down, I'll be like, well, at least I didn't put a huge amount in it. So it was basically a emotional investment. But the investment ended up doing really well, and it's like turned 5,000 into 7,000 within like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So that went really well.
Yeah, your video on that is really informative. It's really good. So if anybody gets a chance, go check out Jack's YouTube channel, Jimmy Duke, and take a look at his crypto.
Subscribe to the channel.
I know we can post it up here or whatnot. So what else are you into in the crypto scene? Is it just Ethereum? That's it now?
Oh, and then I bought Litecoin too recently. I didn't cover that in the YouTube video, but I also recently bought some Litecoin just because
Sorry, go ahead.
Just because I think that was like one of the few cryptocurrencies that hasn't had like a big bull run yet, and I think it's kind of it's waiting for a big bull run pretty soon.
Yeah, there was an entrepreneur I hung out with. She was from Atlanta years ago, and and she had over, say, I think it's like 5,000 Bitcoins, and she still retains them. But she was always really bullish on Litecoin, saying that was going to be the next one. So, and you're right, it hasn't had a run yet.
That's the most richest person ever come on this channel.
Sorry, was that
5,000 Bitcoins?
5,000 Bitcoins she has. Yeah. She bought them years ago. She bought them before I did in 2013.
She really,
so, probably got it for a couple $100 each. Yeah, she's done well.
That's
done really well. But she's still really bullish on, Litecoin.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't get bullish on Litecoin.
Yeah.
Man, me and Ryan are just disagreeing on everything today.
No, the only reason being because Charlie Lee, who founded the project, sold all his Litecoin. You know?
I saw that at the peak at like $300 a share, and then or $300 a coin, and then like it crashed. This was like a few years ago, and then when the crypto market crashed, he like luckily got out at the very top. But I don't know. I think one of the arguments for it is the Litecoin transaction speed's a lot faster than Bitcoin, so that's why people like it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget, everybody, Jack's YouTube channel is called Jimmy Duke. Okay.
I know. So, we'll explain the backstory to that. So basically, like, I created that when I was 17, and I didn't want to put my real name on the internet. My real name's Jack Rosenthal, but I made it under Jimmy Duke because I made it when I was 17. And there's the I've explained it like 1,000 times a day to people. And even now, I still get people commenting on the channel like, "What's up, Jimmy?" You know, I basically have two names at this point.
Obviously. So, all right. So, what are your future plans then with crypto? Are you going to continue to, do the long-term holds here, or are you going to do what? Swing trading on it? What's your plan with it?
Yeah. I mean, I think I was a long-term hold. When I put that 5,000 in crypto, I'm like, I'm just not selling this. Like, I'm just keeping this forever. I mean, I can wait forever. I got a long time. So I put 5,000 in crypto. I'd like to try and increase that portfolio to be worth more. And I definitely like Ethereum. I like Ethereum the most.
Ethereum was created 45 minutes down the street from here at University of Waterloo.
That guy, what's his name? The Russian guy?
Yeah, really young Russian kid. He went there.
Vitalik.
Great kid. I'm going to go hide one of my money rocks there. When we're allowed to travel again.
You still can't travel there?
We can, yeah. I mean, but big lockdown until May 20th, our province. And then our premier came out today and said he was sorry for the way he's handled the release of all the vaccines, and he was emotionally got choked up on it. Just crazy times. So, and you guys are cool enough to have lent us some of the AstraZeneca vaccines, 1.5 million. I think Biden's going to send up some more as well, because I don't think it's been approved in your country yet, if I'm not mistaken. So, but yeah, it's really wild up here now. It's really interesting, man. It was really, really interesting.
I guess it's wide open. I mean, Palm Beach, where I'm from, is a little. You have to wear a mask when you go into a restaurant, but like there's no restrictions in terms of people and all that. But I was in St. Augustine. There was no mask mandate, and everyone. I mean, it was no different than a pre-pandemic world.
So have most people got both their shots then already, vaccinated shots?
Florida's done a good job of getting it out there for sure.
Yeah, huge.
I'm pretty sure if you want to get it, you can get it within a short time. They were getting, the way they prioritized was like by the elderly and came down.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure anyone can get it now.
Jack, how about you guys? You're 18, so are you eligible?
I just recently became eligible, so yeah, I'll be getting it soon. But I think 18-year-olds in Boston were like some of the last people to become eligible. And so
right.
18.
Yeah. We just opened it up in hotspots, 18 plus. So in Ontario. But what about you, Ryan? Have you got your vaccination?
I'm not anti-vaccine. If I was in a bracket where I felt like I was at risk, I would get it. But I'm choosing not to get it. But if I was an at-risk person, and I do hope anyone that's at risk around me does, I'm not going to take the vaccine.
I know. I mean, we're so close. I mean, I got my first shot of AstraZeneca 2 weeks ago, and 2 days later, and again, I encourage if you want to go and get it, go and get it. But 2 days later, I was sick as a dog. But I get a flu shot and I get the same reaction. It's like, give me a break. But
swear that happens to everybody. Same thing happened to my mom. She got it and then she gets sick like a week later. Like, I don't know. That's making me kind of nervous to get it. I don't really want to get it.
I've heard people's 5G works really well after it.
Good one. Right. But I'm pumped. That was good.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, if what I'm doing more, I'm making sure to take care of myself, go to the gym, drink a lot of water, sleep good, have a strong immune system to for my
stay healthy.
And that's one thing. If I had an opinion, like I think the whatever influencers on the masses haven't done a good job of saying, rather than just stay inside and sanitize nonstop. But I think taking care of yourself should have been. But as a society, no one ever really does it either. That's why we have high obesity rates, and like we don't really. It's not a big part of our culture to promote personal health.
Yeah, it's true as well. So 2 of the kids and my kids' friends in our neighborhood got it. So, and they're 10 years old in their classes. So it was like, holy cheese, man. It's like creeping closer and closer. Then I'm watching the news last night, and a friend of mine, her parents, she was on the news. She was on CBC last night because her mom got it. She got the vaccination, and then she still got it a couple of months later. So it was surprising to see her. I bartended with her years ago at a steakhouse here in Canada. But yeah, just I know, stay healthy, man. I just like everybody stay healthy out there. Let's get past this. Let's just get past this, man. Big time.
Yeah. Like I see in Florida, honestly in Florida, Rick, like I'm not sure how it is where you're, but like we're past it.
Yeah. My Wi-Fi cut out.
I mean, whether you say, and then there's the cold, I guess, Jack, how is it by where you guys? Is it still a very different world than pre-pandemic right now? Or?
Yeah. What's it like where you are?
Oh, like just in terms of people wearing masks and just like the rules and everything. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty much like as if we're just still in the pandemic. I mean, some of the restaurants are open, definitely, but like everyone has to wear masks and everything. It's pretty much like the same kind of world.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I signed to a friend the other day. It's like, I just can't imagine going to a restaurant still. I mean, I can't wait be able to get on a plane. And as of 11:30 tonight, Canada is stopping all flights from India and Pakistan because of that new variant that they found. And there's a few cases here in Canada, right? So, and originated in India. So, I mean, 11:30 tonight, that's it. You can't fly in here anymore. It's like, holy mackerel. I just want to let's get past this so we can get back to living again.
I mean, I guess restaurants down here are all doing record-breaking numbers.
Oh, man. Restaurants? What's that?
See,
we're hoping for you, Rick. We can't wait until you can go back into the normal world.
Oh my gosh. No, isn't it? It's so strange, man. But you got to enjoy it. So, like, it's so different. Like, what a different life we got going on.
I can tell you that college students definitely do not follow the COVID protocol. I'll tell you that right now. Speaking as a college
surprise
there. I mean, I can tell you that I think less than half of them have followed the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning of the year, they had rules that you're not supposed to go in other people's dorm rooms. I don't know, maybe the school's going to watch this video, but that rule got broken very, very quickly. So, yeah, I'd say definitely in the colleges, it's not widely followed, although they want it to be.
Is there breakouts or?
What'd you say?
Do you have a lot of COVID around campus or?
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely the school's gonna like hate you for saying this. No, there's there's COVID at every single school in Boston. I think it's like 2% or something like that a week, or 1% a week or something like that gets infected. Because the problem is just like everyone basically sees everyone all the time, and even though you don't see each other in classes, you see each other in the lunchroom and in the dorms and everything. So the COVID definitely spreads quickly amongst college students. The good thing is college students aren't very likely to get very sick from it, and they don't really see their families a lot because they're in college. So it kind of gets isolated to the college.
Okay.
Got it. All right, Ben's got the question of the night, guys. You guys think Lucid Motors or Rivian will be successful?
I have no idea what either one of those is.
Okay. Ryan does.
I do think they can be, but I think a lot of investors in terms of electric cars are having to if you think Tesla's overvalued, I think these companies are even more overvalued because they're trading at similar ratios to Tesla in terms of earnings and gross volume, and they're not all those other things that Tesla is. So I think that's where the real danger is. Even though I think Lucid can be very like a very good brand, I think they have a very good product, but I think that the problem is they're being traded like Tesla, and it's very hard to be Tesla. Tesla's a generational company. And same thing with NIO. NIO investors are getting crushed. They're down about 50% from where they were. And I think people will have to learn a very strong lesson from that.
Yeah, NIO will be interesting to watch. Lucid's on its slow rebound right now, but NIO, yeah, made the money there a while ago, but got it out at the right time. That's for sure.
I tell you, I bought, and to answer, I bought quite a bit of SPACs yesterday. I bought Hyliion, I bought Tattooed Chef, I bought IPOE. They're just so like depressed.
So nice.
They're doing so bad. You have to speculate, you know.
So bad, man. They got crushed the last 6 weeks. Just crushed.
I keep on buying.
Last couple of days been looking a bit more promising. That's for sure. We just need another 20 days like that. That's for sure. So, all right, Jack, what else can we talk about for you? This is your show, buddy. You want to talk about your books? You want to talk about being an entrepreneur? You want to be an investor? What do you want to talk about? Your channel.
I'm thinking which one. I mean, I think my channel is probably actually the most interesting to talk, particularly on this YouTube channel. I mean, just going into some of the videos, I really like, those going door-to-door videos. I got that idea from Meet Kevin. You ever watch that guy on YouTube? Sure. Yeah. He did like a door-to-door for pest control video, which I found like super cool, and I love that video. So I wanted to do basically like a similar kind of thing for social media clients. So yeah, pretty much just showed me going up and down the whole Saturday afternoon, door knocking, meeting with business owners, kind of figuring out how we can help them. If there's an opportunity for us to help them. Some of them there wasn't an opportunity. So I was like, okay, no problem. Move on to the next people. And yeah, I think it kind of teaches teenagers and adults like a great lesson that one, it's like the biggest thing is just how many doors you hit. I mean, you just got to keep knocking until you find opportunity, more so than trying to create opportunity out of nothing. There's something to be said for creating an opportunity out of someone, but like if a client's like not interested or something like that, you're way better off just going to the next door than trying to spend all day with someone who either isn't the right qualified customer. But if you knock on enough doors, you're going to get in front of that qualified customer that you really want, and it's going to be a long-lasting relationship. So I really like that video I made. The cryptocurrency video I made recently, that's been cool. What other videos have I done? I got to do a video promoting my new book. I don't even know if I made a video promoting it yet, so I got to do that. And yeah, pretty much it's all just content around my social media agency, which I've gotten the chance actually now through the channel to help some other teenagers build their own agencies. So it's been a really cool opportunity to meet other people. Got to meet you guys. And I like what I'm doing on YouTube so far, but believe me, I would definitely like to expand what I'm doing there. 500 subscribers or 450 is a good start, but it's definitely not where I'd like to be.
Sure. Yeah. So what are your plans with your channel to grow it to like 1.5 million and
no, I mean
off of that?
Well, first goal is to get to 1,000. That's been the goal from the beginning. Try and get to 1,000 subscribers. Not there yet, but that's the first milestone. Got it.
So everybody that's watching right now or watching afterwards, get over to Jimmy Duke, subscribe. If you like his channel and you like his content, make sure you guys subscribe. That'd be really cool of you. So what's your plan then with your entrepreneur, with your social media business? You're going to continue knocking on the doors, going around, hustling that way, just continuing building it that way? Is that the plan?
I mean, I would like to. Yeah, I mean that's 100% the way that I like to do it. I think it's a great business. Made some money from it so far. Gotten the chance to work with some cool clients. And I think it's something that I have to really right now. I have to try and figure out how we can kind of scale up the business. I know like Ryan was talking about before, like hiring salespeople. I've tried hiring salespeople so many times. Like every single time, it's just been a waste of money. Like we've never been the right candidate. So I think, and I know Rick, you've had like a similar thing where you've hired salespeople for your business, and that's really what allowed you to scale. So I think I really have to just kind of like figure out, sit down, like how can I scale? Because basically, I need to have another person in the sales process other than me. Like right now, me is just too much of a bottleneck. It's not allowing me to reach enough total people. If I could try and figure out someone else to just kind of be in the appointment setter role of the sales aspect to it, that would really help me scale the business.
So question for you, Ryan, how do you expand? Like, what is your expansion program that you've got for your business? Are you hiring on guys that have already got booklets? They have a clientele base that comes with them.
One guy did bring over about $800,000 worth of business, and all he wanted was health insurance. So
really,
his employer, yeah. So I took him from a competitor, and Jack, maybe that's something to look at too. Find other people that are doing what you're doing, and how can you make working for you better than where they're at. So that helped. And then the newest guy I met, he just kind of came and sold himself to me, and we have a mutual respect for each other, and he's really, and I think part of having YouTube, he kind of sought me out. I've been more vocal about what I do on here, and he's been great. He started his first month. He's already making sales. He's making the company money, and he's putting everything he's doing all the right things, So that's been two ways. It kind of attracted people, and these people both kind of sought me out. I didn't necessarily,
Sorry, guys. So I'll go back. Sorry, guys. Whoops. Sorry.
But a big thing to remember, and I've been thinking about it a lot, and I've been talking to some other business owners, is like a business is only as successful as what it can afford to invest back into itself. So I just keep on feeding the business, like everything, marketing, buying the right vehicles, getting a bigger square footage, warehouse, whatever can make my business that much better, like I'm going to invest in it, and I'm fortunate that I have another business that, makes, that's where I get the money from to pay my bills. And I was talking to a restaurateur. I was like, how do you know what and when to pay yourself? And he goes, I only take money if I really need it. So the more you can water the plant, it's amazing how big the plant can get. And it's been really cool. And that's why I've done a creator talk for 6 weeks. Because I literally am working 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. So
yeah, I mean, and the business has the front end work. I sell to restaurant owners too. We've dealt with a lot of restaurant owner clients in the past, and we still work with many right now. So I'm very familiar with how to get in front of them and stuff. But what are you guys doing to get in front of them? You guys calling them? You visiting them in person? You emailing them? What's your sales strategy?
Well, my other company is we have over 400 customers that we do their dish machine service, sell them high-end products. So I have a good name in the community. I've been doing this for 10 years, and now I'm just making them aware that I also do restaurant design. When they want to expand, I sell the equipment. I refurbish used equipment. I finance equipment. So I'm just trying to take more pieces back there. And then a lot of people don't want to actually buy their dish machine because it's a large capital expense and it breaks a lot, so they want to rent it. Well, then I started a ice renting division too, because ice machines are similar. They're very expensive and they break a lot, and people really want to make sure they always have ice. So I'll take that burden off you for X amount of dollars a month, and that's been a great more passive revenue resource, because ice machines only need service for like twice a year, where dish machines in a busy restaurant, I got to have a guy there every week. So, but I think a better question is how did I build all those restaurant clients over the last 10 years that are 400 active that buy chemicals every week? I started off cold calling. Cold calling is rather ineffective. Networking is really powerful. Knowing, and when you're referred to someone from someone else, I think the probability of closing the sale goes up like 85, 90%. If someone says you got to use Jack XYZ, I know this person, and get referred, I mean, they're literally putting the ball in the tee for you, Yeah. So when I got into, but what I did is I found so many people that were trying to sell to the same end user as me, and I try to focus on startups. So I would use like Comcast reps, ADT reps, because they would get to these places early. When you signed a lease for a new restaurant, you wanted to get a phone number on there. So you would call Comcast, hey, I want to get a phone number so people can start applying for jobs and services. So I have all this back-end data. Any new restaurant that's going around, I have the phone number right away because I am an affiliate partner of Comcast. So I get so much good early information. And also they pay me when I refer them someone too. So it works out great. In ADT, the food guy, the knife guy, there's so many other vendors that have to sell. I'm friends with all these people. So rather than just have my own 2 feet going knocking on doors, we're out and seeing what's going on too. And we share all the information.
Yeah.
And that really, I started to grow exponentially at those levels.
That's a really good strategy. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
People or referrals with people that are selling the same network.
Absolutely. So we have 100 for my main business. We have $100 giveaway, and any of our clients that refer us to another location, physical location is brand new. Once you place an order, we will send whoever referred us $100 as a credit memo for the company. So as business or personally, we'll send them a gift certificate of their choice as a way of saying thanks, and it works really well, really well. So that's one of our programs that we use just for expansion from within.
Yeah.
Right? So,
what about expansion from like without, not from within, like just new?
We've got outside sales reps. So we've hired, that's what I've been doing. So Ryan's been equally as busy as myself. I mean, there's so many amazing people right now that are not working out of work because of obviously the pandemic. So we've been hiring up outside sales reps, and we make sure like we were training them that go after your connections, whether or not people that you know face to face, send them out an email, we shoot them out business cards, or people on social media. So that's one way. And then we also have our regular sales reps, who are freelancers, virtual assistants. They're making phone calls to different industries in different cities. And they're just making calls non-intrusive, totally non-intrusive, 4-step system. And it's a gentle relationship building process. And it's all about WIFMs. What's in it for me? It's all for like the prospect, and we eventually will turn them into clients after a few phone calls. And it works is very effectively. So we 1, 2, 3 different areas, and then to retain them, we have a club as well for customer retention.
Yeah, no, those are really great systems. I like those.
Yeah, they all work well. They all work well. So that's why it's go time, window of opportunity.
Oh, I know. Like, just making sitting here on the spot, sitting there right here. I'm like, hey, I got to get off this thing and go do some work. Like, you guys have inspired me.
Yeah. You got to get more, build up a team, man. Build up a team. You know? Build up a team. That's for sure. If you want to talk more in depth about this afterwards, Jack, absolutely, man. I'm all here for you. So if you want to talk about systems, totally cool.
Yeah. So anyway, there we go. Hopefully that helped the audience a little bit right there, just by your guys' advice to me.
Always.
Let's see. So what other problems or what other things am I doing?
And any questions anybody's got for Jack?
Yeah. Let's do some questions to finish off the night.
Any questions? Finish off the evening pretty soon here. Done. Dunskies. Ryan, what do you think?
I just find it fascinating. I find it fascinating to be so young and be an entrepreneur because I wasn't there, and I just find it interesting that there's a culture for it, and because the internet's there, and I just wonder, like, do you know what you want to be when you grow up, Jack? Like, or is growing a huge marketing agency big, or is it other ventures that you will build from here? Where do you see yourself in 5-10 years?
I see myself probably right now, just based on like where I'm going to college and some of my background in it. Probably in my early, like right when I get out of college, I'll probably be working on Wall Street. That's my guess.
And doing what?
Probably some kind of analyst role. I'd like to do something where I have like a little bit more of an opportunity than others to like grow more. So it's like a typical analyst role. You kind of get stuck in that position, or maybe it's like the only way you can go up is like 5 years of work in that one position, or somehow like get noticed by somebody. I want some kind of role where there's like room and opportunity to expand from within that role. And then I'm most likely, that's probably the kind of role that I want. Some kind of role where I can expand from within that role, or use some of the things I learned in that role, take them to an outside company and really earn a lot more money at the outside company from the things that I learned within like the large financial industry.
Very
nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you got a huge future ahead of you, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
So when did you start? You started when you were 18, or you started when you were 17 last year?
I started when I was 17. No, 16. Started when I was 16. I started my marketing business when I was 16 years old. I've had one lady who works with me, and she's been with me now for 2 years.
Good for you, man. And so who got you kind of motivated? Like, who motivated you to actually start on that road? Was it your father, your mom, or?
No, my dad knows nothing about marketing. He knows less about marketing than the average person who doesn't know a lot about marketing. The way that how I got into it was my friend he had a client, and it was like the smallest client ever. It was like a $90 a month client. This was when I was 16 years old or something like that, like a sophomore in high school. And I was like $90 a month. Wow, we get paid that every single month. And all we got to do is just run this Instagram page, which I already run my own Instagram, my personal account. And this seems so simple. Let's team up and partner up and do this together.
Yeah.
And that was $90 a month. It was for a health kind of product or something like that. And so my friend had the client. He brought me in. We partnered up together, and I was like, all right, let's go do this. Let's go build an agency together. Let's go build a marketing company together. And he kind of wanted to stay in that one direction of, he was like an e-commerce client. And he wanted to stay in the one direction of basically working with e-commerce clients exactly like that one client that he had found. I said, no. There's more money in the brick and mortar and helping out these brick and mortar businesses, which have much bigger employees and payrolls and revenue, but don't understand social media. We're way better off targeting them. So I kind of led the sales strategy in terms of targeting some of those brick and mortar businesses. We got our barber. He was our first client that was a brick and mortar that I brought in. And then we used the results from him as a case study to go get everyone else in the town. And then we pretty soon got the jewelry store and the fashion store. And who else did we get? Bagel store, a whole bunch of different other places in the town. And before you knew it, like we would walk up and down the street and we were basically managing everybody's social media pages in the street of our town.
Good for you, man.
And I think, from when I came in that business, so it grew from like 90 to like $1,000 a month. So like, I think when I came in, we 10 times the business. And then me and my partner, who's still a really good friend of mine, basically decided to go our separate ways. You know, a lot of times in business partnerships, there can be, especially when you're younger, there can be some issues. Just all kinds of reasons. And what I found was we were eventually spending more time like arguing with each other than we were actually working on the business. So it's just like, well, it's not really productive for either one of us to be partners with the other. But what's really cool is we still were able to remain friends afterwards. So we decided to go our separate ways. He totally exited the business, went off and did something else. I stayed in the social media business. And then I kind of started like brand new from scratch, but I've learned from all the mistakes we had made from running the first agency, like everything, where all the hiccups were, where all the problems were, everything that the clients were, we weren't delivering to the clients, kind of plugged all those holes. And then started like the second agency, like 2.0, which I grew into a lot bigger of an agency, and I was able to hire someone part-time to come work with me. And that was the lady that I mentioned spent with me for 2 years.
Good, man. Good. All right. Well, we're creeping up to that hour mark. So if we don't have any other questions.
I think Wyatt has a question.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh, I like Bitcoin more than I like gold. I'll tell you that. The gold has been $1,900 price. I think it hasn't really moved around a lot in price for the last, ever since I was been looking at this markets. It's like for the last 10 years, it's gone from like 1,200, 1,300. Let me see what the price it is right now. Like it has not appreciated a lot at all.
Ryan, you still got all your silver?
No. I sold quite a bit, and I'm very bearish on gold for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I don't like gold. I think Bitcoin's going to take its place.
But also, it's just too profitable to mine. Bull markets in gold happen after deep depression. Mines close. You need a environment where shortages occur, and it's just been too around where it's ranged for the last 10 years, not going anywhere. None of these mines are shutting down. It needs to go far down in price, and it's going to. And actually, I know someone's making a lot of money shorting it right now, along with silver, and it does have something to do with Bitcoin, but it's also like if you go back in history from 2000 to 2010, there was that really big run for gold, but because it went nowhere and did very poorly for 20 years, from 1970 to 1980, it boomed. All the mines opened, everything did great, everyone made money. And then you get too much supply. You need to shorten the supply. And that's why Bitcoin is superior, because it has a halving cycle of every few years, and it cuts the supply, in terms of a finite commodity. That makes it powerful. That's what starts the bull markets. And also just Bitcoin is just a phenomenon of like we're like so fortunate to live through this event that happens every 1,000 years in human history, where we change our medium of exchange from a seashell to gold to fiat to like, we're so, every 1,000 years, it's every 1,000-year event. And if you're not, taking advantage of that, your grandkids will be like, where were you when this was starting,
Yeah, so you think that Bitcoin's the next start of the next 1,000-year money?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
It's an incredible time to be an investor, to be alive, Yeah, it is. It's
except for COVID, but COVID will end.
Yeah, different kind
but
of
I'm not a hodler like Jack. I plan to sell a lot of crypto this year. I've gone through the cycles, and it's very painful.
Yeah, well, you made a lot more so far than you bought Ethereum at 200 or something like that. So you have a lot more room for upside. You've already made all your upside. Also, I can wait a lot longer. I mean, how old are you, Ryan? I mean, you're obviously a young guy still, but like I don't have to sell for like 20, 30 years.
But if you really and I spent the last 3 years studying this, like we're gonna probably retrace from wherever we top. Like Bitcoin will top somewhere 150,000 to 200,000. It will retrace by roughly 80% from its top. And that's unnecessary pain to take if you can understand that's going to do that. I'm gonna take profits over 5 trillion, and I'll wait for the 80% retracement, and we'll dump a lot back in. Alex is bullish on gold, which is fascinating. Alex is an investor I really admire, and probably hang on to a lot of words that he says, even though I disagree with him on this. But
there's points on that one.
I mean, my grandfather gave me some silver when I was younger, silver and a little bit of gold. And if only he had bought it in Bitcoin, I'd be a lot more thankful.
Oh my gosh, no kidding, eh? Like I've got 2 bars of silver, our safety deposit box, both for our kids that I bought like 10 years ago. I think I'm breaking even still. Like at this point, I think I'm broken even right now. So
my grandfather bought me 10 years ago. Yeah, let's say they were $1,000 total. $1,000 10 years ago in Bitcoin. What would that be worth today? I'd be a millionaire.
A lot. A lot. Well, one of our sales reps, his dad gave him 40 Bitcoins, I think it was, and he bought a beautiful place in Vancouver from that. So that was kind of nice, generous of his dad. Here you go. Yeah, no kidding. Eh? Crazy. So, all right, guys. So we're up to an hour. Anybody got some, final thoughts here before we start shutting it down? We're at 57 minutes right now. So if there's any other questions, that'd be great. Thanks for showing up, everybody, tonight. Really great to see everybody again. And sorry that Ryan and I are only doing this every six weeks. Call this an event from now on, a special event. And Jack, thanks a lot for reaching out to us and being part of tonight's special event.
No problem. Glad I could be on. And everyone go buy my book. Don't forget about that. And,
absolutely.
Yeah. And Rick, I'm looking forward to hearing what your children have to say about the next book.
Absolutely. I'm going to have to go on Amazon tomorrow and pick them up for sure. Definitely. So hang on. I just wonder what
last question for Jack.
Yeah, last question of the night. There you go.
Hey, Jack said what his hobbies are yet. I already know him as the business guy, but I wonder what he does for fun. Great question. Great question. What do I like doing for fun? I mean, the business, is fun. All right. Business is fun. But outside of business, I would say, I love playing golf. Golf and tennis. My 2 favorite sports. Love just being out there, like on the driving range, more so than actually playing golf. And I also like been playing tennis since I was like 5 years old. And what's so cool about tennis is it's like a lifelong sport. Like I'm still gonna be playing it by the time I'm your guys' age and older. And I've seen not calling you guys old, but just saying you're a little bit older than me. Just a few years older.
No, hang on.
No, 32 is tough, Jack.
35. Ryan, what are you now? 32? 31?
I think I might be 33. I have to double check.
So I mean, what's this? Yeah, you're like at least 2.5 times older than me, Rick. Like if we're just using simple math here. But tennis is a great sport, and I'll be playing that till I'm much older.
Yeah, that's cool. Good for you, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, all right, closing comments. Ryan, you want to go first, or Jack, you want to go first? And you guys want to say to everybody?
Thanks everyone for coming out. Glad we could inspire Rick to do another one of these. He hasn't done one in so long.
Okay.
I think if it weren't for me reaching out, he probably wouldn't even be doing one tonight. So
Probably.
glad we could get him on here. And thanks guys for hopping on, and hopefully go check out my channel. And yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
No worries whatsoever. Goddess dinosaurs, absolutely, man. We're okay with that, man. We're okay with that. Oh, jeez.
Jack, I have to say, man, it's really incredible what you're doing, and I definitely want to point your channel in more directions of people that are, you know, there's so many people that, at least, and again, your generation might be different, but a lot of people that just sit back and, you know, you're attacking the world, you're out there writing books, YouTube channel, main company, and I hope, you know, you probably have an energy around, and I guess it's more of a question, but do you have people around you that like want to know like how you're doing these things or why you're doing, like, are you an outlier in a way from?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely a little bit of an outlier. I mean, there's definitely other kids that like, I don't know how I describe it exactly, but they definitely kind of like ask me questions a lot and are, you know, curious how I can help them in their own businesses, and, you know, curious on advice for like running their own marketing business or running their own e-commerce business, or, you know, let's say they want to write a book, or investing questions is probably I get the most. But yeah, no, definitely a lot of other kids reach out to me and ask me questions from
That's cool.
all
Help them out the best that you can.
What's that?
I said, help them out the best that you can.
Yeah, no, I try. And it's something I leave at the end of my book, which I'm sure your kids saw. So I put my email at the end of my book, the teen investing one. And then anytime anyone ever wants to just write me a question or ask me any questions, I always answer. And yeah, it's been a cool way to connect with other teenagers across the country that are interested in investing.
Smart idea.
But understand like how important like what you're doing to like people is like you're providing like a use case of yourself. Like I can go out there and do this and start this business at a young age. Like, you know, I mean, I think Rick would agree. Entrepreneurs, like the world needs like the, you know, that leap of faith into doing things and you know, seeing someone else that's similar, like a peer doing it, and it's relatable, is so empowering, man. So hats off to you, brother. I have a lot of respect for what you're doing.
Yeah. Kudos. Exactly the same thing. I mean, for 18, your future is pretty bright, man. Seriously. I mean, it's tough to get started, and you're already 2 years into it. Good for you, man. That's great to hear. That's really amazing. Incredible. You got the drive. So get out there and move. You know, as a teacher says, move. Get out there and start building your empire, man. So, all right. So hang on. Why is asking, what's your golf handicap?
oh, mine's like over 100. It's terrible. Yeah, no, I'm not a good golfer. I just like it. Business, I like to think I'm okay at business. Golf is a passion. I'm not good at it.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, welcome to my world. Once a year golfer, man. How about you, Ryan? Do you golf? You're in Florida, man. You should be golfing every day.
I have. I just don't have time for it. I enjoy it. But I don't know. If for business, every quarter, maybe play around. I can play free golf every Sunday with a client of mine, but like my wife's not a fan of that, so I don't golf.
It's so much time. That's the thing. It's just like
18 holes. 18 holes is 4 or 5 hours, and you're shot.
Oh, yeah, I can't go past
10.
Yeah, 9 holes is plenty for me, and then I'm like, you know, I've had enough golf already.
Yeah, I know. Make it a nice round number, 10. Make it 10. Why? Yeah, you came up with 18.
Like, you know, 8 would be fine too.
Yeah, I'm fine with 9, 8, 9, 10. I mean, but 18. Oh well,
golf is for the retired.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. Everybody, stay safe. Thanks a lot for coming out tonight. Everybody that's watching this and afterwards as well. It's been a while since Ryan and I have done this. Again, we don't even know when we're gonna do it again. So we'll just.
Yeah, if we do more, like I was telling Rick, my channel's become so heavy crypto lately, and so if we do a live stream over there, it'll probably be like heavily crypto content. I'm actually going to be on a crypto podcast this Saturday. I've been a huge. I've gotten very involved, and I'll tell you more about it after, Rick. But in the Bitcoin Cash community, there's a Bitcoin Cash podcast that I've been asked to be on too. So. Pretty excited about that, and some other cool things that have happened in the Bitcoin Cash community. I'll tell you about after the live stream.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'll probably do this more on my channel when we decide we've had the time to, and we have great, guests like Jack here as well. So until then, I guess we just have to reach out to everybody on social media, let you guys know when we're going to be doing this. So, watch 6 weeks from now, Jack's our guest again. So what's going on? All right, Ryan, anybody else who wants to say anything? Jack, one more thing? Nothing? No? That's it? We're good?
Good.
We're good to shut down. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Take care and stay safe. Thanks.